What does the Jerry Falwell Jr. scandal mean for the evangelical community and its support for President Trump? Well, we're getting into all that right now. Hi, Dave from Informed America, informing you on the news of the day and the week, and really kind of just breaking it down for what it means to all of you. So thanks for joining. We've got this really bizarre, strange tale going on with now former Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. We've got a story here out of New York Post. Jerry Falwell Jr. quotes Martin Luther King Jr., says he's free at last. And that's his sense of describing how he felt after resigning from his top university amid a sex scandal, saying, "Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. It's a relief," where he told News in Advance in Lynchburg, Virginia, where it was until this week, he led the evangelical powerhouse as he headed Liberty University. And so there he is leaning on that Martin Luther King quote. And so what happened here? What the heck happened with Jerry Falwell Jr.? Of course, he led Liberty University. Now, that university, as many of you may know, is an evangelical university, which has a very strict code of conduct imposed upon its students. And so certainly any kind of scandal by those at the top of the university creates a very large problem. And not only that, the evangelical community, by a large percent, supports President Trump very much. I mean, I think I think President Trump's approval rating among the evangelical community could be as high as 85%, somewhere around there. I mean, so the evangelicals absolutely love Donald Trump, but does that potentially put that under some kind of a cloud? Maybe could that support wane potentially? So what happened here now? Reports came out about Jerry Falwell Jr.'s wife, Becky, having an affair with a man, and then some other sordid details about that affair. What is that? What sort of details are we talking about? Becky Falwell speaks out, this is from Fox News, speaks out on affair allegations, denies Jerry liked to watch. I mean, this is strange. So, and we got... basically, the story here, there's a pool boy that Jerry Falwell Jr., this is over here to Daily Mail, pool boy who had an affair with Jerry Falwell Jr.'s wife, Becky, says he is a predator. Sent him a photo of female Liberty University student exposing herself at the family farm. So a 29-year-old, and here they all met in 2012 when this guy Granda was working as a pool boy in the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami. He claims that Becky approached him, invited to the couple's hotel room where he and Becky had sex. And then the really most bizarre allegations here is that Jerry Falwell Jr. would watch them in his Speedos as their affair went on for 6 years. And then they tried to buy him out of some hostel that they owned together. And Falwell Jr. claims that this was some sort of an extortion racket. And there we see them pictured. There's Falwell Jr. and his wife, Becky. Now, they've confirmed this affair. I mean, it happened. And the question is, what are the details here? And you see them all together here in Washington, D.C. So he was certainly, well, I would say he became a family friend, but certainly more than a family friend here. And look at this. This is maybe... do you guys see this picture on August 7th? I was ordered to take an indefinite leave of absence after posting a photo on Instagram showing him and his pants unzipped and his midsection visible. His arm around a woman who he claimed was his wife's assistant, whose shorts were also unzipped. Excuse me. I mean, look at this. Was this not a sign of things to come? This is very strange. I mean, who is this woman? And then it makes you think, I mean, what's he doing with her? And why is he in this pose? Very, very just ridiculous. And actually, God, I hate to look down here over this little bit here. Those do kind of look like Speedos, don't they? So I really don't know what's going on here. I mean, are they talking about, so what kind of, it just makes you wonder what kind of maybe I guess kink they were doing. Was he cheating on her? Obviously she was cheating on him. This is them and their, this is interesting. Look at this here, Daily Mail. The charmed life of evangelist, Jerry Falwell Jr. before the pool boy scandal. A $1 million salary, a sprawling Virginia farm, and private jet trips to the Bahamas after he inherited Liberty University from his reverend father and turned it into a $3 billion empire. So, was he in this thing? Was his heart into it? Was it just a business for him? That's what makes me wonder. Or potentially, there's Jerry Falwell Sr., certainly a controversial figure. And there was, I guess, his funeral there. There's Jerry on a horse, standing on a horse, just enjoying the good life, so to speak. And there's them, I guess, in the Bahamas with their daughter. I mean, they seem like a happy there's President Trump, but he's a huge, huge Trump supporter. There he is having a picture with Trump and Melania, and just stuff, family pictures. And of course, there's the pool boy turned lover. Just a really bizarre story. So what does this mean for the evangelical community? What are they going to think about this mess? I mean, it is an absolute scandal. And where was Jerry Falwell Jr.'s heart in all this? He says he's free at last. I mean, was it just too much pressure? Was it being the pressure of someone like his father and inheriting essentially a university for him to run and to maintain this really, really strict code of conduct that's imposed on all the students, and you have to live up to that. That is a lot of pressure, and maybe they just didn't want to live that life, and tried to keep it, I guess, quiet, kind of do what they want to do, let the wife does what she wants to do. Let Jerry Falwell unbutton his pants and stand there and pose, and trying to just kind of live that life. It is impossible. I mean, things always do come out in the end. And this one, certainly, this is a bizarre scandal, which we may get some more details on this. Of course, they have confirmed the affair, but they have not confirmed really the question on everybody's mind: was Jerry Falwell Jr. watching? Very strange. Oh, we got some details here. Let's go to this. Back to the Fox News here. An interview with Reuters, Giancarlo Granda, now 29, gave his account of the story. He said after a years-long affair with Becky Falwell that began in March 2012 when he was working as a pool boy attendant at the Fontainebleau Miami Beach Hotel, Granda told Politico that Becky targeted him after she supposedly saw him chatting with girls his own age, allegedly telling him, "Those girls don't know what they're doing. You need someone with more experience." At the time, Granda was 20, Becky was 44. And then, of course, here, I mean, even creepier than just watching in your Speedos. He enjoyed watching us in person and also remotely through video cameras. He also listened to our phone calls. Both of them have denied that allegation. So just weird. Oh, so here, black water. Oh, okay. So that picture with him unzipped, I guess he's claiming that wasn't alcohol. I mean, obviously that wasn't whatever the heck. Black water means alcohol. So I don't know if there's a prohibition on drinking or certainly drinking to excess, I would guess for sure. I don't know what the code of conduct that he was supposed to live up to, but obviously it was too much for him to bear. And this is, a pretty explosive story, and certainly well-timed as around the time of the Republican National Convention. Here we are in the home stretch of the election coming up here. I mean, as we're making our way quicker and quicker to November 3rd. What is the evangelical community going to what do they think about this, and will it? And with Trump, with Falwell Jr.'s such strong support for President Trump, will that cause evangelicals to maybe change their minds about are they going to come out strong? Their evangelical base is a strong voting bloc. Maybe not as powerful as it used to be, say 20 or 30 years ago, but there's many of them, and they tend to all vote Republican. And the question is, will they all come out and do that in November as they normally do? Will they maintain their high approval rating for President Trump and turn out to the polls in November after this kind of a scandal? Or do they shrug it off and still, go and presume that Trump is still a better choice than Joe Biden? It certainly remains to be seen. I'd love to know what you guys think of this Falwell topic. If I've missed a detail here, if more has come out about watching in a Speedo or video camera stuff or anything like that, if there's any more details you guys got, I'd love to know what you think. Will this impact what the evangelicals' opinion of their leadership, and how are they going to maybe recover from that? And certainly, will it affect the election in November as they're basically the top guy, one of the leading evangelicals in the United States, is taking quite a tumble. So go ahead and comment down below. Of course, I want you all to subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying this content. Hit the like button, and then head on over to informedamerican.com where you can get real smart news in your inbox. Thanks so much for watching.